Hello everyone, welcome to the first video in our trigonometric series. Here we are going to start with the basic introduction to trigonometry. First, let's see. Trigonometry is the study of the properties of properties of triangles. Here what we have with us is a right angle triangle. So this is part is angle 90. But obviously other triangles exist. Some of them may just have in a form whereby none of the sides are equal at all. Here, this side is of different length, the length here is different, and then here is different as well. But that the basic thing is that it's a triangle. This kind of triangles we call them scalene triangles. Where none of the sides are equal. None of the sides are equal. So that is the basic property of scalene triangle. We may also have other triangles. Say it may happen that at least two sides are equal and then the third side is different, so we may just label here this way. So let me see, we may just label here like click to 1 2 and then this shows that these two sides are equal but that this third side is different. This kind of triangle we call them isosceles, where this case two sides are equal, and that one is that whereby all the three sides may be equal. Say this side equals this side and equals to this side. This one we say equilateral. This word equi means equal, like from equal. Then lateral it means size. Anything lateral is means size, so this means equal size. So these are other type of triangles that may exist. Also, even rectangle triangle may also have associated, like this length. We may have a triangle, this case that is right angle, where let's say this case is right angle. No, let me see, suppose here this is right angle, but then this side and then this side are both equal. They may not be equal here, but that this case they are both equal. So this case we say this is a right isosceles triangle, but you don't have to memorize this name. Just know that we have some triangle whereby some of the two sides are equal, the three sides may be equal. But then we can never have a triangle where the three sides are equal, because if the three sides are equal, then that means all the three angles are equal. Let's say this angle and this angle and this angle may all be equal, but they will all be equal to 60 degrees, 60 degree, 60 degree. The reason is because all the angles must add up to 180. So if the angle is x, the 3x is the must equals to 180, and this is only true when x is 60 degree. If you add them, you get 3x. Divide 180 by 3, you get 60. So all of them must be 60 degree. In this case, there is no right angle that we have all the whole sides equal. So in all right angle triangle, at least two sides must be of different length. Like we may have like this length, even though this length may be equal, this one should be different, of different length. So that tells us that in every right angle triangle there is always the longest side. And this longest side we call it the hypotenuse. For right angle triangle, with the hypotenuse, there is a side that is longest for every right angle triangle, because all the sides are not of equal length. So there is one that must be the longest, like the one that is the longest, that is the of higher magnitude, and that is always we call that part the hypotenuse. So let's clean this up and see. So we have learned that the longest side in the right angle triangle is called the hypotenuse. So this side is called the hypotenuse. What about this other side? This side, this side. What about them? These two sides here. Well, let's first of all label the triangle. Let me just Okay, so let's assume that I'm getting a black pen for this level. So let's assume that here is the A part, and then here is the B, here is the C. Usually the way we label this is that the side A, the side opposite is like this length opposite this side A. We give it this is the value A, this side is given the value of B, and this side the value of C. So what happens is that this angle is 90 degree, yes we know, but then assume that the value of this angle is theta. So this side BC or the side AC we have, and then depending on what we where we choose to locate theta. Assume that another angle here, let's say this angle is phi, let's say, for example, or I might not use phi, it may be confusing. Say I might use alpha. Let's say this angle is alpha, and that is not an it looks like a jellyfish, so let's write it well. So this is alpha. What we'll have here is that, let's flip the alpha first. Let's not confuse ourselves with too much angles. So let's say this is theta. Okay, now this side opposite is theta. This side BC is the side opposite this angle theta. So like we so therefore we'll call it the opposite, because it is just like it's just directly facing the angle. It's more probably standing behind it. That's why for the name. Then this other third side again, because we here is hypotenuse, here is the opposite. We simply call it the adjacent to our just the adjacent, because just standing adjacent to the hypotenuse and the opposite. Now assume that we consider this angle theta is not here. Let's say the angle theta. Let's take it off and see. Say the angle theta is say here. Then what we'll have is simple. What we have in this case here now is that here, this side facing it, this side CA will then be our opposite, and then this side, this side BC will then be our adjacent. So you see that in the right angle triangle, say of this form here, even though here is the 90 degree, even though here is the hypotenuse, say here is the hypotenuse, we can never tell what this side is. We cannot say this is adjacent, this is the opposite, because it depends on the angle. If I give you an angle here, look, this is the angle we're looking at. Then in terms of this angle, this will be our opposite side, and then this side will be our adjacent side in terms of this angle theta. And then in terms of if I have another angle here, say this is alpha, this side can also be opposite, and then this side can also be adjacent as well. But this side, third side, the longest side, the hypotenuse is always fixed. Yeah. So this is the basic introduction to trigonometry and how we label the sides here. In the next video, we are going to discuss trigonometric functions. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe to the channel. Have a nice day.